Hey, it's CJ from CJ's Keto Kitchen. It's a Saturday morning here in the Pacific Northwest and it's raining as usual. I'm pretty hungry, so let's make some low carb, keto friendly pancakes. These are some of my favorites. Come on and join me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make the low carb pancakes. Your ingredients that you need to do this, you need 2 large eggs, 1 tablespoon of water, 2.5 ounces of cream cheese cubed, 2/3 of a cup of almond flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/2 teaspoon of Sweetleaf stevia sweetener. Go ahead and get this going. I've already got a lot of the ingredients prepared, so I'm gonna put my eggs in first. 2 eggs. Okay, we've got our 2 eggs in. I'm gonna go ahead and dump in my 2/3 of a cup of almond flour. I've got 2 ounces of cream cheese. Let's go ahead and get that in. We need a tablespoon of water, which I always find that interesting. But I had already measured that out, so I'm going to put my tablespoon of water in. You needed 1 teaspoon of baking powder. We're going to get that going. Put that in. We needed 1/2 teaspoon of sweetener. So I've got some just sucralose sweetener laying around the house, some packets. I'm just going to go ahead and use a packet, 1/2 packet of that, 3/4 probably. We needed 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Let's see, hopefully I have enough. That's 1. And then that's 2. Put that aside. We needed some cinnamon. We needed 1/2 teaspoon of that. All right, got that in. And that is all of our ingredients. So we got all of our ingredients in. I am not going to use a mixer. I'm just going to use this, stir this by hand, and then you'll see me pour it in the plate, or in the pan, I should say, and then you'll kind of get the idea of the consistency of the mix. Be right. So like I said, I was going to mix this by hand. I probably should have used a blender, but to be honest, I don't really feel like getting it out. So I'm just going to mix this up really good by hand if I can. If I can't, it looks like I'm a little bit concerned about this cream cheese, which is probably a reason that I need to use my mixer. But we're going to try it the old-fashioned way, and let's just see if I can break that cream cheese up. I was supposed to cube that cream cheese, and I did not. So I'm dealing with that right now. All right, so this is not looking as good as I want it to look. So we're gonna have to pull out the mixer and get that done. Another suggestion or another idea might be, if you have a food processor, just dump this mix into your food processor, blend it up real quick and call it good. And that's actually what I think I'm gonna do. Okay, so like I said, I just went ahead and took a shortcut. I have a Ninja food processor, smoothie maker, and just decided to go ahead and use that. So that I just find that a lot quicker. And
and it's a lot easier as far as cleanup goes. So this is what the mix kind of looks like. Looks like pancake mix. I'm always amazed when I do this that it comes out as loose as it is, because you're not really using a lot of water. You're only using a tablespoon of water. So anyway, that's what the mixture should look like once you get it done. I'm gonna let this sit for just a little bit and let the bubbles kind of go down, and then I'll also get set up with another camera shot so you can see me actually making these and look and see how they look when they come out as pancakes. All right. So I've got my stove on medium. I've got an old electric stove, and you know your stove. You have to kind of figure out how things cook on your stove top. You can see the bubbles kind of forming. So it's starting to cook. You get bigger bubbles as it gets warmer and warmer. I've turned up the heat a little bit. Like I said, the bubbles are starting to form, and once these air bubbles pop, then I will flip this over. So what I'm trying not to do is try not to brown it too much on one side, but I'm also trying to make sure that it's cooked really well before I flip it. So again, you kind of need to manage your heat so that these just so they come out looking good. You probably don't care if they look good or not, but I do. So anyway, that's just what I've learned since I've made these in the past. So now we're getting some really good air bubbles, and which is a good sign that it's cooking. And as soon as these start to kind of pop, then I will flip this over. Just a few more seconds. Kind of wait for some of these to pop, and then again we'll flip this over. I also kind of I'm kind of impatient when I cook, which is not a good thing when you're cooking, but I also kind of start messing around with the edges. See, and you can kind of tell that it's not really ready to flip yet. So again, you gotta kind of manage your heat to make sure that you don't overcook them. It's really important that you grease your pan really well also. So I'm gonna test this a little bit more. Might be able to get away with flipping it. Still got some pretty good size air bubbles, but we might be able to get away with flipping this one over. So I'm gonna gently pull it up, flip it over, and bam, there you go. So you see it looks just like a regular pancake. No difference, just the way it's, the mixture is different with the almond flour being lower carb, and you're not using any milk or anything like that in your mixture. So now that I've flipped it, it's just like any other pancake. You kind of need to just, I guess, eyeball it and figure out when you think it's actually done. So I'm gonna make a space right here on my stove top, and so I can stack these, and then I'll kind of go, I guess, move over as I get a few of these stacked up on the plate. Okay, so that one actually looks pretty good as far as the color on it. It's really good. I'm gonna flip it back over just to see what the other side looks like. See, that's what it looks like on the other side. So again, they look like pancakes, and they really taste really good. I like the consistency of this recipe versus some other ones. I've had some other recipes where the pancakes kind of remind me more of crepes. I'm gonna put some of this butter, melted butter. I'm gonna mix this around, or move this around in my pan just a hair more. I'm shooting this right on my stove top, so I'm also trying to be careful that I don't mess up my my camera and also my tripod. So we're gonna make another one. Like I said, I didn't have any stevia, but I had some, some sweetener. I had some, I guess it would be Splenda packets around the house. And I just used 3/4 of a little packet of Splenda. So I didn't use a whole lot. Not trying to get it to taste super sweet because, again, it's a pancake. It's not, it's not supposed to be real sweet. So, at least in my mind, it's not. So, anyway, we're gonna let this one cook, and then I'll come back and show you, I guess, what the finished product looks like. Okay, so we've got the second pancake in. You can probably see right next to the pan the first pancake we made. I think that actually turned out pretty good. It looks probably like one of the better ones I've ever made with this recipe. I'm gonna turn my heat up just a little bit more so I can get this one going. You can see the bubbles starting to form. And again, it's just like a regular pancake. You just kind of need to watch it. And, this recipe will make probably, depending on how big your pancakes, you like your pancakes, probably anywhere from 4 to 6 pancakes. I'm only going to make 3 today because what I do find is because of how these are made, I find these to be really, really filling, a lot more filling than regular pancakes made with regular flour. And so just a personal preference, I will only make 3, and I may not even eat all 3 of those, so, or eat them completely. But I do like them. I use sugar-free syrup with this. My favorite sugar-free syrup is Mrs. Butterworth. If you read the label and you do the math, there's no carbs in there, and it's a good, safe, sugar-free syrup substitute. So again, I'm a bit impatient. This one, I'm gonna try to see if I can flip this a little quicker, sooner than later. And it looks like I'm gonna be able to do it. Hey, it looks pretty good. Wow, that's pretty nice. Okay. So again, these look like real regular pancakes. I've had some other recipes, low carb, keto friendly pancakes, and to me the recipe, they were more like crepes versus regular pancakes. So again, you gotta kind of, I think this is gonna be done. I'm gonna flip this one more time, kind of see what we're getting on the other side. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna flip it back over. Let this cook for a couple more, I don't know, maybe another minute. I don't want to burn it. This will be my second pancake, and I'm really hungry. I've been up for I've been up for about 4 or 5 hours now, and I still haven't eaten. I had, just as a side note, I've started doing 24-hour fast every other day during the week. So this week I did 3 24-hour fasts. Basically, I will, stop eating. I'll eat dinner, and then I'll eat again. I won't eat again until, so if I stop eating at, say, 7 o'clock at night, then I won't eat again until 7 o'clock the following night. And the only thing I'll have during the day is black coffee and water. So, that's something that, I've tried fasting in the past, and if I'm real honest, I really didn't care for it that much. Felt like my body personally didn't respond to it all that well. But the 24-hour fast, the way I'm doing these, it actually hasn't been that big of a deal. And previously, when I fasted, I also was using what some people call training wheels, as far as I was using, you know, with my coffee, I was putting butter and cream and MCT oil, which is all fat. But, you know, some people have, you know, if you go online or listen to podcasts, some people say that those training wheels can actually prevent the effectiveness of the fast, especially if you're trying to use your fast as another way to lose weight. So anyway, for the last 2 weeks, I've been doing that. I keep saying we because Sarah and myself, Sarah is my fiance, we've been doing it together. And so so far it's worked out. I think this week I lost probably another pound. Kind of depends on how you weigh yourself and when you weigh yourself. I hate the scale just because scales can be so inaccurate. But I do take, and I recommend everybody take your measurements, because I did lose a ½ inch off my waist. So that was pretty awesome to see that. Although the scale didn't drop as fast as I'd like it. So I've lost probably a total of 60, probably close to 65 pounds, 64, 65 pounds, depending on what day, you know, you weigh yourself and when you weigh yourself. So anyway, it's good to see some weight coming off again. It's also good though to see those measurements on my waist change. So this is a lifestyle for me. Keto is a lifestyle. It wasn't a quick, you know, something that I thought was going to happen super fast. It's happened a lot faster than I thought. I've gotten off all of my diabetic, type 2 diabetes medications, you know, metformin. I was taking medication for kidney issues and also for hypertension. I'm off of all that stuff. And so, you know, keto has been good to me. And but I am actually looking forward to eating these pancakes today. All right, so this is probably gonna be my last one. It's not as pretty as all the rest of them, but you know, I've kind of gotten in a hurry because I want to get this done. And I'm going to put this one in the middle of my stack. I think that the other two look prettier. There you have it, some low carb friendly pancakes. I will post where I found the recipe. I did find this online, and I'll give credit to where I found the recipe, and I'll also let you know how these taste. Okay? Thanks for watching CJ's Keto Kitchen, and we'll see you next time.